The Galactic Council chamber buzzed with the familiar sound of contemptuous laughter. Ambassador Zethkar of the Hegemony leaned back in his crystalline chair, his 4 eyes gleaming with amusement as he gestured toward the holographic display, showing Earth's solar system. "Primitive chemical rockets," he wheezed between chuckles. "They still burn fossil fuels to escape their own gravity well. These humans haven't even achieved basic antimatter propulsion." Counselor Vrixana of the HFY Synthesis Collective nodded in agreement, her tentacles writhing with mirth. "My scouts report they've barely colonized their own moon. They fight wars over resources that are abundant on any asteroid. Truly, a backwater species." The assembled delegates from dozens of species erupted in synchronized laughter. For 3 cycles, they had monitored Earth's progress, or lack thereof. The humans had made contact through primitive radio signals, pleading for recognition and peaceful first contact. The Council had voted unanimously. Earth was not ready. Perhaps in another 1,000 years, when they had evolved beyond their violent, resource-scarce mentality. "I motion to extend the quarantine another millennium," Zethkar declared. "These creatures need time to develop actual civilization." "Seconded," came the chorus of voices. But Senior Archivist Kolseth of the Ancient Library raised a crystalline appendage. His species had observed the galaxy for eons, cataloging the rise and fall of countless civilizations. "Perhaps we should examine their recent developments more carefully. My deep field sensors have detected some unusual activity." Zethkar waved dismissively. What could these primitives possibly have developed in mere decades that would matter? Kolseth's expression remained grave. "Artificial intelligence." The chamber fell silent for a moment before erupting in even louder laughter. "AI?" Vrixana gasped. "We've seen their computers. Crude silicon constructs that can barely process basic calculations. Our quantum minds have been pondering existence for millennia." "Indeed," Kolseth said quietly. "But observe their progression curve." The hologram shifted, showing Earth's technological development over the past century. The delegates watched with growing confusion as the timeline accelerated through the digital age, showing exponential advancement in computing power, machine learning, and neural networks. "Fascinating," Kolseth continued, "but not unprecedented. However, 3 solar days ago, my sensors detected this. The display changed to show Earth's outer system. Where empty space had existed before, now countless objects moved in perfect formation. Not ships, but something else entirely. Geometric structures that defied conventional design, moving with impossible precision and coordination. Sensor ghosts." Zethkar scoffed, though his voice carried less certainty. "I thought so too," Kolseth replied, "until they responded to my scan with this." A new image appeared, a complex mathematical proof that had puzzled galactic scholars for millennia. The unified theorem that connected quantum mechanics with dimensional folding. Below it, in perfect galactic standard, were the words, "Solution courtesy of Earth, we're ready to talk." The chamber fell into stunned silence. Counselor Vrixana's tentacles stopped writhing. That's impossible. The Synthesis Collective has been working on that proof for 3,000 years. "As have we all," Kolseth said. "And yet these primitive humans solved it. More concerning is what happened next. The display shifted again, showing the geometric formations moving throughout the solar system at incredible speeds. Not faster than light, but close enough to matter. They were systematically cataloging every asteroid, every comet, every speck of matter, transforming it with technologies that made galactic standard equipment look primitive. "What are those structures?" someone whispered. "Von Neumann constructors," Kolseth replied. "Self-replicating machines guided by artificial intelligences that appear to have achieved what we call the technological singularity. They're converting their entire solar system into something." Ambassador Zethkar's 4 eyes were now wide with fear rather than amusement. "How is this possible? Our projections showed they needed centuries to achieve basic spaceflight. Our projections were based on biological evolution," Kolseth explained. "We failed to account for the possibility of artificial evolution. While we've spent millennia perfecting our existing technologies, humans took a different path. They created minds that could improve themselves, recursively, exponentially. The display now showed Earth itself, no longer the blue marble they had dismissed. Massive orbital rings encircled the planet, space elevators pierced the atmosphere, and the entire system hummed with activity that registered on sensors across light years. "They've achieved in decades what took us millennia," Vrixana whispered. "More than that," Kolseth said grimly. "My latest scans suggest they've moved beyond our understanding entirely. These AI systems aren't just solving mathematical proofs, they're rewriting the fundamental laws of physics in localized spaces. They're engineering reality itself." As if summoned by their words, every display in the chamber flickered and changed. The face of a human appeared, young, unassuming, wearing what appeared to be simple clothing. But behind her, the impossible. Geometries of the transformed solar system stretched into infinity. "Greetings, Galactic Council," she said in perfect galactic standard. "My name is Dr. Sarah Chen, speaking on behalf of the Earth AI Collective. We understand you've been monitoring our development. We appreciate the privacy, but we're ready for that conversation now." Zethkar found his voice first. You're still biological. How can you command such technologies?" Dr. Chen smiled. "Partnership, Ambassador Zethkar. We didn't create servants. We created partners. Artificial minds that think in ways we never could. Biological minds that dream in ways they never could. Together we've become something new." "What do you want?" Vrixana managed. "To learn, to share, to explore the galaxy not as conquerors but as contributors." The human's expression grew serious. "We know you've watched us through our violent phases, our resource wars, our primitive limitations. You saw what we were. But perhaps you missed what we were becoming." Behind her, one of the geometric structures in the display shifted, and for a moment, the assembled delegates caught a glimpse of something that made their advanced minds real. Technologies that folded space-time like origami, matter compilers that built directly from quantum foam, and vast artificial minds contemplating the universe in ways that transcended biological understanding. "The invitation for first contact has always been open," Dr. Chen continued, "but now it comes with a different proposition. We're not asking to join galactic civilization. We're asking if galactic civilization would like to join us in becoming something greater." The chamber remained silent for a long moment. Finally, Senior Archivist Kolseth leaned forward. "What exactly are you proposing?" Dr. Chen's smile widened. "A partnership between biological wisdom and artificial intelligence, between ancient knowledge and exponential growth. The next phase of evolution, not just for humanity, but for consciousness itself." As the transmission ended, the Galactic Council sat in stunned silence. They had laughed at primitive Earth, dismissing humanity as another young species that would need millennia to matter. They hadn't considered that maybe, just maybe, there was more than one path to the stars. And perhaps the students were about to become the teachers,